One Zambia, one nation. Thank you so much for joining us on the news desk. We are coming to you from the mass media complex in Lusaka. Let's take a look at the headlines. Rural clinics to benefit from mini solar grid installation. Schools in Masaiti district benefit from CDF. Plus, preparations for the Luindi Benemukuni traditional ceremony advance. Thank you so much for joining us with the news in detail. My name is Amos Zulu. Prospero, a non-governmental organization, has partnered with the Ministry of Health to set up mini solar grids at rural clinics in northern, eastern, and southern provinces. This is in line with government's mandate to provide equitable access to high-quality healthcare services. Helen Walia now reports.
Many rural health facilities usually face challenges attending to patients, especially at night, due to lack of electricity. Chifulo Rural Health Center in Mungwi District is one such facility that used to operate without electricity. However, the story has changed as government, with support from Prospero, a non-profit organization, has commissioned the electrification of the center and 7 other health facilities in rural parts of Northern Province.
For this program, we received 300,000 British pounds to support deployment of microgrids, or what we call hubs, towards accelerating access to electricity to rural health clinics and underserved communities.
Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpondu was represented by his deputy Lewis Mwape at the commissioning of the project.
We are happy to see Prospero take up an active role in improving healthcare delivery in our province and making easier the lives of our health workers, who will now only concentrate on providing health care.
And traditional birth attendants are excited about the development, as they now explain the challenges they used to encounter before the electrification of the center. Prospero, which had received a grant of about 300,000 British pounds, is working with the Ministry of Health and 3 private solar companies to provide solar electricity to 23 rural health centers across 3 provinces, namely Northern, Southern, and Eastern. Helen Bwalia for Zanis in Mungwi District, Northern Province.
Thank you, Helen, for that report. Now, on the Copperbelt Province, various stakeholders have continued to heed to government's call on setting up entrepreneurial ventures. One such is the Integrated Innovative Solution Cooperative, which has projected to raise at least 1.8 million kwacha from its tomato project in Masaiti district. Frank Chingambo reports that the cooperative, comprising of 20 members, is expected to harvest 14,000 boxes of tomatoes.
Production of these organic tomatoes by a group called ISCO here in Masangano of Masaiti district on the Copperbelt province. The group comprises 20 members from different professional backgrounds who initially started this project by making a contribution of 10,000 kwacha each. Now they've gone big and they're thinking value addition in response to government's call. We have at least reinvested on what we had initially done. We say that let us now go a mile ahead, and we have to do 14,000 tomato seedlings that we did plant.
Zanis highlighted their story in July last year, and 12 months down the line, the crew has visited their fields to see how the project is unfolding. They have now grown to 14,000 tomato plants from the initial 12,000 and are now projecting at least 14,000 boxes. Going by the market price of tomatoes, the Integrated Innovative Solutions Cooperative ISCO will realize not less than 1.8 million kwacha from this tomato project.
We envision ourselves that we have to grow and be of much benefit to the community. In the next 5 to 10 years, we should be able to have even a pivot center that should be able to cater for all the farms that are around this place.
The cooperative is already embracing crop diversification, as can be evidenced by these blossoming chili, okra, and import plants.
When we started, of course, we were using a well, but then now we're able to drill a borehole, which is something that will be able to help us do much more projects, greater projects. Then on top of that also, we have 2 tank stands. We have 5,000 liters aside and also another 5,000 liters on the other side.
ISCO is a group comprising 20 members, 14 of them being civil servants, 5 from the private sector, while 1 being a priest.
We are able to supply Pick and Pay Ndola, Pick and Pay Luansha, Pick and Pay Kitwe. This is purely organic, and we are using the grass in the background because initially when we started in 2020, we had to buy the grass. We are buying a bundle at about 8 kwacha each.
They are now at a stage to start engaging government and other partners for capital to invest in value addition projects.
We want to process this tomato into tomato paste and tomato jam. We want to do chili. We want to process into chili sauce and stuff like that. But that will require equipment, and that equipment is not cheap.
Frank Chingambu reporting from Masaiti District. Zanis News.
Still on the Copperbelt Province, Mutaba Combined School in Masaiti District is among schools that have benefited from the Constituency Development Fund for education advancement. This follows the commencement of the disbursement of funds under CDF by the local authority in the district. Here are the details.
This is Mwabombeni Multipurpose Cooperative that has been awarded a contract to repair and improve desks at Mutaba Combined School under the Constituency Development Fund in Masaiti District. The contract awarded amounts to 70,000 kwacha.
amayusi abengi baona kama ndo watapipe foresta so ifwe kuno da tukote programu ya kupanga madeski na fimisha shala amayusi abengi balesa kuno ku monef foresta then chimbi amadeski mu max school kuno takupo so iyi ni programu yuswa sana ya kwati fwe kuno amadeski ready pangira fwe bengi.
The development has elated Masaiti District Commissioner, who sees this as a fulfillment of government's promise of empowering the locals.
They are repairing the desks at the school using local materials. We are very happy with the development. Our youths who are 40 in the cooperative, they are able to make this and earn a living. And as you can see, the school needs a lot of desks because the numbers increased because of the free education.
The school is among the first to benefit from the 2022 CDF in Masaiti District. Achichanda for Zanis in Masaiti District, Copperbelt Province.
We now take you to Central Province, where the mortuary capacity at Mkushi District Hospital has become a matter of concern among stakeholders. District Commissioner Jonathan Kapungwe, who visited the health facility to check on operations and service delivery, noted that there is urgent need to expand the mortuary to match the growing population. Here are the details.
With a population of over 140,000 people in Mkushi District, this is the only mortuary unit with a capacity of 3 bodies at a given time. Mkushi District Commissioner Jonathan Kapungwe says the health personnel are forced to transfer bodies to Kapiri and Masansa for storage purposes.
All over here, bodies are there, and this caffeine is full. So sometimes we have challenges with the relatives of the deceased. They find that the body of their relative sometimes in the same composed state because it's just like the floor.
To add to this, the District Director of Health says the facility has a shortage of linen.
We are running low on bed linens, starting with the bed sheets and blankets. And looking at the weather, this is a time where we need to keep our patients as comfortable as possible and warm. But unfortunately, we have got less linen. And mainly, this has been attributed to the theft by the same clans who we are taking care of. Once they are discharged, most of them are going home with the institutional linens.
And Central Province Permanent Secretary Mina Manakampwe says the situation needs urgent attention, especially using the Constituency Development Fund.
This place requires to be turned into a courtroom. Of course, like the head of state has guided, the needs of the people on the ground must be attended to as a matter of urgency. Without fear or favor, there's need for us to engage the council chairman, the MP, together with your office, so that we find a lasting solution to this problem that is happening here, because we cannot be subjecting our people here in Mkushi to be taking their departed loved ones to Kapiriposhi and, or if you like, Masasa.
Kelvin Tembo for Zanis in Mkushi District, Central Province.
Also in the news, Senga District in Northern Province has recorded an outbreak of rabies. The Department of Veterinary Services has since embarked on a mass vaccination exercise against rabies in the district, targeting over 1,500 dogs. Nkweto Mumba reports.
Following a report of rabies in Chozi area of Senga district, the Department of Veterinary Services has swung into action to conduct a mass vaccination exercise. About 1,500 dogs are targeted to be vaccinated during the exercise.
We need to make sure that these dogs are vaccinated because, as you may be aware, rabies is a zoonotic disease. A human being once bitten by a rabid dog, that's an irreversible condition in human beings. So we don't want to lose life. What we want is to protect health.
There's foxes around which tend to come into contact with people's dogs, and these are the ones that tend to infect the dogs. And also lack of proper vaccinations from the people of the community.
The local leadership has a word of counsel for dog owners in the affected area.
Rabies has no cure that can be prevented through consistent and timely dog vaccination. I would like to therefore encourage all dog owners to have their dogs vaccinated against this scourge.
We are having some stray dogs. That is one thing. The other issue is that a lot of people, they haven't been taking these dogs for vaccination.
Residents and dog owners have thanked the Department of Veterinary Services for carrying out the vaccination exercise.
Imbwa
ishiri vaccinated pali exercise yafuri kuri tuwatemwa kutilati ishimbwa shikabe eliminated.
Rabies is a zoonotic disease whose virus is spread to people from the saliva of infected animals such as dogs, foxes and bats. The disease is deadly but preventable. Nkweto Mumba for Zanis in Senga.
Now, as Zambia heightens its preparation to host the African Union Media Summit from July 14 to 17, Zanis caught up with some stakeholders to give a recap on reasons that necessitated the formation of the Organization of African Unity, OAU, now called African Union, AU. Here are the details.
The Organization for African Unity, OAU, was formed by 32 African countries on May 28, 1963 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The OAU objective was to decolonize the remaining African countries that were not yet independent in 1963. Among them, Zambia, with the aim to promote the unity and solidarity of African states. Historian Houston Chiputa explains why Zambia joined the OAU and the critical role that the country played in liberating the African continent.
Zambia was also playing a key role in the events that were taking place in Angola, in the events that were taking place in DR Congo, because DR Congo was embroiled in civil strife. Angola was still having a civil war between mostly the movement for the Popular Movement for the Liberation of Angola, MPLA, which was the sitting government, and the opposition UNITA, Union for the Total Independence of Angola. And so President Chiluba then was taking a key role in not just sending emissaries like late Steke Mware and other important dignitaries to help resolve some of these conflicts.
Zambia's former ambassador to the U.S. explains the OAU accomplishments in liberating Africa.
The Organization of African Unity was to liberate every African country from the colonial government. So that was the purpose of the OAU. So it was achieved when South Africa got their independence, because South Africa was the last country, so to say, to gain their independence. So that means when South Africa got independence, the goal and objective and the mandate of the Organization of African Unity finished.
Former Foreign Affairs Minister in the MMD era notes that Despite the OAU's success in decolonizing Africa, change was inevitable.
The Organization of African Unity was not strong enough to hold on to continental problems that required continental solutions. Human rights abuses were still very rife in many countries of Africa. There was still a lot of poverty.
Adalia Mainga reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Now, from Livingstone in Southern Province, Vupe Sendwe reports that preparations to host the Lwindi Benemkoni traditional ceremony, whose theme is unity, has reached an advanced stage. According to the traditional leadership spokesperson, this year's ceremony will be attended by 2 chiefs from Zimbabwe, as well as Paramount Chief Mpezeni and Paramount Chief Kalonga Gawa Undi, among other delegates. Take a look at this.
Preparations for the Lwindi Benemkoni traditional ceremony in Chief Mukoni's chiefdom are underway. The traditional ceremony, which starts tomorrow, is expected to attract attendance from foreign and local traditional leaders and citizens across the country.
Associate chiefs will come, those are the Lenge chiefs, Chiefs Chipepo, the chiefs from Zimbabwe, Nerukova, Shana, and the Paramount Chief Mpezeni will be here. Paramount Chief Gaundi will also be here. So it is important that we celebrate together with these important chiefdoms.
Prince Siasiloka Siloka explains the significance of the ceremony.
There's what we call Kupaila. Yes, so they'll be doing that at the falls, singing, drumming. Our royal drums will be taken to the falls and they'll be played there. So it may take me the whole day explaining in details on what happens there, but yes, if you want to see anything to do with rituals, let's attend the first day. The second day is more of a play of how Mokoni traveled and met Rediango, where Rediango was showing him Mokoni village from the stand that you're seeing behind us.
Southern Province Minister Cornelius Mwetwa urged Zambians, especially those in the tourist capital, to take keen interest of the ceremony by attending.
What a way to wind up your conference. On Saturday, we have a traditional ceremony, the Mokoni ceremony. It will be back. So we wish you a pleasant stay in the province and here in Livingstone.
Traditional ceremonies preserve culture which can help boost tourism. Vupe Sendwe for Zanis in Livingstone.
And last in the news, an environmentalist, Dickson Chiluba, has been installed as Chief Kabanda, the 10th of the Bisa people of Shiwangandu district, succeeding late Chief Lawrence Kabanda, who died in 2019. Jonathan Mkuka, who attended the ceremony, now reports.
An environmentalist, Dickson Shula Chiluba, has been installed as Chief Kabanda of the Bisa people of Shiwangandu district in Mchinga province, succeeding late Chief Lawrence Kabanda, who died in 2019. Mchinga province Permanent Secretary Helen Mkongole graced the installation ceremony.
I wish to extend my congratulations to you for ascending to his honorable throne, and I further wish to extend my congratulations to the Kabanda Royal Establishment for arriving at this function.
3 Bisa chiefs attended the installation ceremony, where Senior Chief Kopa performed rituals declaring Dickson Shula Chiluba as new Chief Kabanda. This is the chief that I've given you. Work with him. For now, he's the only chief until he dies. Elsewhere, the Mtambe Royal Establishment says the selection for the new Chief Chivesakunda of the Bisa people, Shiwangandu district in Mchinga province, takes place next month in August. Calling on all the members of the Ngona clan to come through next month as we choose the new Chief Chivesakunda of the Bisa people of Shiwangandu district. Jonathan Mkuka reporting for Zanis News in Shiwangandu district, Mchinga province.
That story by Jonathan brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, the headlines again. Rural clinics to benefit from mini solar grid installation. Schools in Masaiti district benefit from CDF. Plus, preparation for Luindi Benemukuni traditional ceremony advance. You can access these and many other stories on our website, zanis.com.zm. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is Amos Zulu. Bye for now.